Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think that the United States of America officially joined, or could be labeled as a banana republic. I think this last example solidifies the proper term that could be used for this once great country. So let's look at it. We're not going to allow it to go into that kind of banana republic terminology. We have to, intellectually work to bring United States of America back where it was and make it even better and greater than it was. We can't allow these guys destroy it. What am I talking about? Here. Colorado Supreme Court disqualifies Trump from 2024 ballot in first ever. All right, that's one. Trump legal news brief. In landmark ruling, Colorado Supreme Court removes Trump from ballot. Associated Press. Donald Trump banned from Colorado ballot in historic ruling by state's Supreme Court. Trump cannot run for president again. Colorado Supreme Court rules. U.S. state bans Trump from ballot. And Business Insider, Colorado Supreme Court rules Trump disqualified from the 2024 primary ballot. All right. My problem is not that, Trump did something wrong and I want him not to be punished. That's not my problem. My problem is that there are others who did other things and they're not punished. That's my problem. And I think it's very obvious. These guys worked hard for this. Worked hard. Fighting against opposition and doing this to your main opposition guy who is ahead of you on all polls, if I remember correctly, or maybe most of the polls, well, it doesn't look too good. I think he can, they disqualified him. No problem. Disqualify him from every state. You're going to have a bigger problem, and that is Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy is a bigger problem than Trump. Why? I think he's more energetic. I think he's more direct. He's not jumping around and beating around the bushes. Ramaswamy can smack people clearer than Trump. Ramaswamy is more dynamic and is younger. And he's a minority. He's a person of color, they like to call everybody but people who do not vote the way they want. So let's say you're an Indian ancestry, or you're, African American, and you somehow are not a Democrat, then you are problematic. You're a traitor, consider with these guys. This is how certain people in charge think of us. Obviously, I'm an immigrant, but because I disagree with their policies, obviously, I'm not an immigrant anymore. I'm a white blah, blah, blah. Why? Because they say so. My friends, we're going to Banana Republic. Okay, in Colorado, he cannot be in the primaries. That's all. He's not going to be over there. That's fine. Maybe there will be some other states that are going to follow suit. All right, ban Trump. There's many other ways that probably Trump could get on the ballot. Or maybe, maybe he can be the vice president of Ramaswamy, let's say. I hope we don't hear that know-nothing Haley, the military-industrial complex sellout. And the other ones, I don't want to even talk about them. I used to like the DeSantis, but for me, one example, and I would like to share it with you, for a long time, in order to figure out if a person is intellectually honest, ask him about the Middle East. I don't know, ask him about the Israel-Palestinian problem, issue, whatever you want to call it. And ask him a few questions, and you're going to realize if he is going to be intellectually honest, or he's going to be like reset. Then you're done with the conversation. You should not even go further. Or another question that I can ask is this. A person very logical, very intelligent, very successful, ask that person if that person believes Noah, the one from the Old Testament, lived until he was 900 years old. Not metaphorically. No. 900 years old. And he built the ark when he was 600 years old, exactly. Right? And it can't be metaphorically, because we know that God limited the human being's lifespan to 120 at one point, before Noah lived to 900. Why? Because the angels were fucking the men's women. So he said we can't have that. Anyway, just part of the books I wrote available on Amazon regarding God's nature. So let's look at this little article out of the 15 that I have already. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled Donald Trump is disqualified from the 2024 ballot. The court also ruled he cannot hold office, citing the 14th Amendment. But you got Biden, who's out of his mind, and you don't, cite the 25th Amendment? Is that what it is? That he's incapable, whatever. Trump's campaign released a statement saying he would appeal the ruling at the U.S. Supreme Court. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled Tuesday that former President Donald Trump is disqualified from running for president and holding office. Trump's campaign quickly announced that it would appeal. Okay. All right, in a statement, the Colorado Supreme Court issued a completely flawed decision tonight, and we will swiftly file an appeal to the United States Supreme Court and a concurrent request for a stay of this deeply undemocratic decision. Well, I don't think it's based on democracy here, it's based on justice here. Justice is not democratic, remember. Now, the Constitution doesn't allow an 18-year-old to become president or a foreign national to become president, and Barack Obama or George W. Bush can't run for president again either. So we have these provisions of the Constitution that are designed to limit or place constraint on votes, Mueller said. He added, now, this is a deeply contested question. Unlike dealing with an 18-year-old or Barack Obama, where we know they're obviously not qualified, this is a contentious issue fraught with major questions. I think it's probably an instinct that some people have to let the political process play out, but that sometimes, if the law says you're not qualified to serve, then there are mechanisms in place that try to exclude ineligible candidates from the ballot. Well, whatever, I just want to say this to the people who might celebrate this. My friends, you can have right now a collective masturbation session like you used to have every day almost while I was in the office, when President Trump at that time was in the office, and then the media almost every day ran a story that he's going to be shackled, he's going to be arrested. Now they got him. And I remember my colleagues in the office. Some of them were just intellectually, let's put it this way, jerking off. They get him right now. I said, it's impossible, my friends. This guy, if they didn't have anything to get him so far, can you imagine how clean this guy must be? I mean, they came with what? Stormy Waters garbage? Really? That he had sex with that while his wife was pregnant? How awful that is. But it's not illegal. Oh, he used campaign money for that. Really? $200,000, a billionaire? You want to prevent this guy from running from president because of that? Yes. Now they try to do this for insurrection and all that. My friends, I lived through an insurrection. You read about insurrections. Now, if you know nothing and they tell you about January 6th, an insurrection, and you don't know nothing about an insurrection, you haven't read about one, they can tell you anything they want. They can tell you anything they want. Insurrection is not a few people working around. That's big institutions. That's arms involved. That's the military. That's intelligence services. It's not three guys that say, go and fight to the Capitol, but be respectful and... Really? People get arrested, taken from their houses. You never know from those guys again. Shots are fired. They go in the Capitol and walk through the front door. And that's an insurrection. Let's say those guys at the Capitol stayed over there 5 days. Then what? What? Is that an insurrection? Just think about it. Let's say those guys refuse to leave the Capitol, the building, the Capitol building. Was that an insurrection? Okay. And after 5 days, they go home. What do you think they will do? Someone must feed them. Then you get the police and get them out. And they left by themselves anyway. I don't remember them being beaten to get out. Were they? No, they left. Now that's an insurrection. What stopped the insurrection, I wonder? What stopped the insurrection? Was the military coming in and what happened? Who fought that? I mean, it's laughable. But if you're an ignoramus, don't know shit about anything, they can sell you whatever they want. Like, for instance, let's say I don't speak French, or I speak, let's say, a little bit, just a little bit, let's say. Then someone comes over here and says, I don't know, starts talking about 4 sentences in French. I'm like, oh my God, look at this guy. Is good, is fluent in French. Without knowing, that's all he knows. But he knows more than I know. And I don't know shit about French, let's say. Then I can't assess how much the person really knows. I don't know. Because I don't know anything. So how in the hell am I supposed to assess if that person speaks French fluently, and he really, without me knowing but 3 words? Au revoir, asseyez-vous, and adieu. Which is more than 3 words. Anyway, well, the same here. If you don't know what a freaking insurrection is, and you read, there are examples of insurrections. Successful and not successful. And you understand how an insurrection is. This guy can tell you tomorrow that if the wind blows, they say, no, it's not. The wind is not blowing. Actually, that's called rain. Okay. So, my friends, I think doing that, let's say Trump disappears tomorrow, that's Vivek Ramaswamy. None out of the other guys. What's his name? Ron DeSantis. I liked him until I saw his response. I liked him. I considered him, yeah, man, critical race theory, okay, yeah, masks, okay, mandates out, okay, even though he didn't do that from the very beginning, but he did it before others, okay? But when I heard his answer to the garbage that occurs in the Middle East, when I heard him saying that, I said, oy vey, you too? Bye. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is a banana republic. We gotta intellectually support one another and bring it back to being a fantastic country again, and even better. You see how I said use euphemisms instead of using certain terms that might be used. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.